Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below, your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, we're discussing a model launched in 2014. This is the 41mm white gold Piaget Altiplano Chronograph. At the time it launched, it was the world's thinnest hand-wound flyback chronograph with a claimed thickness of 8.24 millimeters. So what does my caliper say? Well, it says the watch is 41 millimeters in diameter. It is 46.5 millimeters from lug to lug. It has a 21 millimeter spacing between the lugs, and it is fairly close to the claimed thickness at 8.5 millimeters thick. Now we'll throw this watch on my wrist. My wrist is 16 centimeters in circumference, and the timepiece wears well. Not only is it a flyback chronograph, it's also a GMT. We'll talk about that in a moment. It's easily low enough to fit underneath the dress cuff. That's the whole point of a Piaget. And you can see it's also narrow across the wrist. So though it is a 41 millimeter, I think this is worth trying on a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference. You can see it wears quite easily here. Slides underneath my sleeve, no problem at all. A handsome watch and a dress watch, yes, but also a watch with a great deal of utility. You may want to wear it casually as well. We'll talk about that in a moment. Let's take a look at the hardware and the software. A thin watch needs a thin strap, and that's what we have here. As you can see, calfskin on the bottom, black. Large rectangular scale alligator leather on the top, black semi-gloss. We have a edge that is broad and folded with a monotone stitch, and you can see this is a Piaget factory strap, brand new. The watch includes a matching white gold Piaget pin buckle. And the case is simple but strong. It's mostly just case. The lugs are short, stubby, welded on, and they have a nice angular presence to them, but they're spare, like a vintage dress watch from the 50s would be. You can see that there's a little bit of a rolled bevel on their side. They're highly geometric with sharp angles, and you can see that they're also minimal. The star of this case is the case, which is all of high polish. It's vertical on its side, conical about its bezel. It has rectangular pushers and a Piaget branded crown. Taking a quick look at the dial, it is a silver sunburst with printed or transferred indices. You can see there's a little alternation between single index and double index, little things to animate the dial that's otherwise quite flat and spare. The dial features constant seconds down at 6 o'clock and a chronograph minutes register over at 3. What at first glance appears as it might be part of the chronograph is actually a second time zone. So that I have these two things synced up right now. You can set it to give you AM, PM for your time at center, or you can use this little pusher adjuster to step that 24-hour hand to display a second time. Now you can see right here that the watch features hacking seconds, and so it's a flyback chronograph, a GMT, it has hacking seconds, and it's powered by this Piaget manufactured caliber 883P. So this is a thin, manual wind, 50-hour power reserve, column wheel, vertical clutch, 30 jewel movement. Designed and made by Piaget, it's handsomely decorated with circular Côte de Genève across the bridges. You have some black polished surfaces, including several screws, as well as mounting pegs for the bridges and the column wheel itself. You have engine turning on the base plate, satination on the wheels, and real fired blue screws. So you get a lot with this watch, all of it water resistant down to 30 meters. It's not a sports watch, but it is a sporty dress complication as these things go. The movement that's in this watch beats away at 21,600 vibrations per hour. And the column wheel feel is very crisp. Visually, tactile, audibly, an absolute pleasure. And an offbeat brand you don't see too often, from true high horology. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.